Hello, and a lovely warm welcome to Honest Conversations with Esther. I'm Esther. So, last week I asked some of the contacts on my Instagram and on my WhatsApp to answer the question, what are some of the habits that are wasting your money? So, we came up with 5 headings. These are the headings that we came up with. Number one, I can't say no. This one came through from a black African Christian man. Now, why did I have to put it in these 3 categories? One, being a man, men are expected to be the provider in most societies and they can't say no, especially to the women who are in their lives. Number two, being black and African, we have the spirit of Ubuntu. In some places they call it Ubuntu, but where I'm from, it's Ubuntu. Ubuntu is a spirit of being a brother's keeper, and it's the reason why in the over 5 or 6 Zambian languages that I speak, there's no single word for homeless because homelessness did not exist in African societies. We always took care of each other. So you're expected to always be your brother's keeper, even when you're in a tight spot. Number three, being a Christian, again, you're expected to be the brother's keeper. And these are all things that I'm for because I've been a recipient of Ubuntu and I've been a recipient of the Christian principle of being a brother's keeper. But you can't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. So what you can then do is say, I have 3 friends, they all need help. But if I helped all 3 at once, I would not be able to pay up my bills, my children would not be in school, would not have water, would not have gas. So you can put it in such a situation where, okay, let me pick up one situation that I can deal with each month and say, okay, I've paid up water, utilities, I've paid up rent. Okay, today I'm helping Chama. Next week it's Musonda. The other month it will be Mulenga. And as months go by, you see that you're still being a brother's keeper, but not in a way that you're setting yourself on fire for the purpose of keeping others warm. Number two is emotional spending. I have a confession. I'm the one who put down emotional spending. So this channel will not be called Honest Conversations with Esther if even Esther was not being honest with you. So I'm an emotional spender. What this means is that when I'm sad, I buy things to make myself happy. And when I'm happy, guess what? I buy more stuff to celebrate the reason why I'm happy. But I found that this is not a cure to my emotional problems, it's just a placebo. So, a placebo, in medical terms, I'm not a medic, but I'll try and explain it the best way I understand it. So, a placebo is where they don't give you a cure to what you're going through, they just give you something that works on your psychology. So, you think you've been given medicine, therefore, you seem to get better. But in this case, with my placebo of spending money, I don't even get better. I just feel better for the moment, but the thing I was sad about has not been solved. So now I have 2 problems. I'm broke, and the reason I was sad still exists. So now I'm deciding to take more responsibility and face my emotions. And I think I'll I'll cover that in another video as to how I deal with negative emotions. So I try as much as possible to stay away from my purse when I'm feeling sad because spending money and buying flashy things is not a solution. It's just a placebo. Number three, spending future money. So let's say we have an imaginary number line. In the middle, you have your zero. On the left is the negative numbers. On the right is the positive numbers. You're at zero, you have no money to spend, but you're expecting some money in the future. So what you do is you go into your negatives. You're borrowing because you're expecting money to come. So when the money comes, so what's -5 plus +5? You borrowed 5 kwacha, you're expecting 5 kwacha. -5 plus +5, 0. Every month it's the same cycle. Zangena, Zachoka, Zasila, because you're always in the negatives. So no matter how many positive steps you make, they just come back to zero out the negative steps you were making. So to avoid this, stop budgeting money which you don't already have. Number four, the weekend lifestyle. This is particularly very important for young people, and I'm realizing this as a young person myself. As a young person, we're still very much feeding our excitements. And don't get me wrong, part of the human experience is having fun. And budgeting is not about living like a monk, I don't need anything in this world. We're allowed to have fun, we're allowed to enjoy good things, but the purpose of a budget is so your money can go further. For example, instead of going out every weekend to eat out with my friends, I'll invite them home. We'll buy bright packs. We're still eating something that we enjoy, but then I would have saved up all that weekend money, and in 6 months' time, who knows? I might go on holiday to see Avonga. So that budget was not stopping me from having fun. It was just bringing up something better in the future. And you won't always be young. So whilst you're young and still have energy to work extra jobs, to make a side hustle, pangako kandalam up aside, use that money to save up for the time when you're old and won't be able to be making as much money as you are making right now. Number 5, you're tracking your expenses instead of budgeting them. So tracking is a good thing and budgeting is a good thing as well. But the problem is that tracking is looking back. Tracking is after you've already realized you don't have money in your account and you're trying to see, okay, what did I spend on this? What did I spend on that? But you have to balance both tracking and budgeting. So tracking is such that my chicken always in the background of my videos. Excuse me, guys. I have a hobby. I keep village chickens in my backyard. So yeah, so my chicken was just saying hello. So let's continue. Um, Tracking. You're looking back to see where your money went. Budgeting. I'm looking forward to see where my money should go. And I know that emergencies happen, and some categories you end up spending more money than what you had budgeted for, and that's where tracking comes in. I put so much into the budget, and now I want to track and see what I spent on instead, and say, okay, which category did I under budget for? Which category did I over budget for? So every month you know exactly where your money is going. So that was all I had for this video on the 5 habits which are wasting your money. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below some of the habits that you may have that you think are wasting your money. Thank you and see you on the next episode.